morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new, on this channel I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-growth. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. Now, in the near future, I think I'm going to be doing most of these videos indoors because it's getting cold out here. That beautiful weather we used to have is gone. So it looks like we're stepping into the winter now. I would like to talk about the awakening process, guys. I would like to talk about awakening. Chosen ones, you have to be aware of something. A lot of times when you wake, people, they will feel your energy. Let me tell you something, chosen ones. When you wake, people who are around you, they are going to feel your energy. Now, you see, in those days, I remember those days when I was the narcissist. Those days back in the days when I was the narcissist. So the narcissist was used to playing a lot of these mind games. You know what I mean? So I'd gotten involved with a very long period of mind games with the narcissist. So in those days, I snapped and I woke up. The very moment I woke up, guys, I've told you guys in my videos that I did not know that I was waking up. I did not know anything about awakening. I did not know about spiritual awakening. I had no idea. So I remember something changed in those days, that particular moment when the switch, my switches went on. I can guarantee you something. The first thing I realized, the narcissist, that is the very first time in so many years I noticed the narcissist giving me distance. The very first time the narcissist, that moment gave me a distance. I did not understand what was going on in that time, but I noticed that our engagement with the narcissist had also changed. So the things were no longer the same like they used to be. They were no longer those kind of games. They would just come around and just play around and say whatever it is they wanted to say. From that moment forwards, everything changed. Not only that, a lot of times there was people I was involved with. There was a lot of friends around, family members and things like that. Everything changed. Let me tell you something, chosen ones. When you're waking up, I can guarantee you, your life is not going to be the same. So you are moving from your older consciousness, you're moving from your older self to your higher self. So you're moving from your older version to your higher version, to your highest version. It is almost going to be unbelievable because a lot of people around you, they will never grasp what is going on with you. So you will see sometimes these family members who have been with you, the first thing they will do, because they don't understand what is happening with you, they think, oh, something is going on with so and so. You know what I mean? You hear them speaking in the corridors. This guy is crazy, that woman is crazy, that man is crazy. They will not understand what is happening with you. Let me tell you something, chosen ones. A lot of people who are walking around, a lot of people that you know, including your family members and friends, a lot of them are asleep. A lot of individuals, guys, let me tell you something. It is one of the most painful things you have to say. You have to believe. But you also have to know that a lot of people around you, family members and friends, they are asleep. When you start looking at the world in a different way, when you start waking up, so you also start looking at the world in a different way. You have got a whole new perspective of the entire world around you. So the people around you, they are never ever going to be the same. Your fathers, your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your wives, your husbands, everything is going to change around you. Everything is going to change. So that is most of the times what is the scariest part, whereby you notice you're looking around and you're seeing a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have shifted around you. It looks as if your father or your mother is coming around you, and you feel that you can see these beasts for who they are. You can see these people for who they are. You know what I mean? If they have been the beasts, the beasts, the devils in your life, that mask is going to slip all the way down. If those individuals have been the problem, let me tell you something, chosen ones, when you're waking up for the very first time in your entire life, you're going to be able to look at them without a mask. And I can guarantee you that sight is also not it's not a pretty sight. So the moment you start unmasking people and you start seeing them for who they are, you're looking at them without a mask. It is very unpretty sight, ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking that in those days, was it me? Was something wrong with my eyes? I thought that I wasn't seeing things properly. But the universe was starting to show me for the very first time that, listen, these people, they have always been the problem your entire life. And a lot of times when you wake up, also your language is going to change. So your language, the language that you've always known before in the 3D, that language is going to change. You're going to go through a very, very massive shift in your entire life. You're going to experience a massive shift. So the awakening is a shift. You know what I mean? The awakening is like a shift. You will also experience a massive shift whereby now you're being handed the entire script of the universe. It is not going to come, of course, everything. It's not going to, of course, it's not going to come whereby everything is going to happen in one time. It's going to happen in bits. You know what I mean? So there are going to be levels to this thing. But you will notice you're starting to read the entire script of the universe. You're going down the rabbit hole. No longer are you being fooled. No longer are you being lied to. No longer are you that same old person you used to be. Everything has changed. You're tired of the games. And you're tired of the lies. Now you're deciding and you're choosing to stand in your truth. So a lot of times, not only spiritually are you changing, but also physically you're changing. So sometimes you see, sometime along your journey, a lot of you guys who have woken up or waking up, you're going to see somewhere down along your journey, you're going to notice. Sometimes even your physical appearance is changing. People, they'll be looking at you and they'll be like, oh wow, how come you're glowing all of a sudden? You're glowing after a couple of months or maybe a year or something. People look at you at that time and they will feel that energy. They will notice you're glowing. And also as well on the spiritual level, people will notice there is something different with your energy. Whenever you come around, they are going to notice that it is not the same energy they used to feel before. You know what I mean? So for awakening is like a hard pill for people who are around you. It's a very hard pill. People, they feel this. Let me tell you something. People, they feel this. Do not think in your life that people, they are avoiding you by coincidence. All of a sudden, you see them running away from you. They're avoiding you. You think that something else is happening. It's just because they feel there is that intensity. Your energy has become more intense post-awakening. And a lot of people can no longer handle that energy. Because your energy is at a high, they can no longer handle that frequency. So most of the times, even you just by speaking, by you just talking to some people, you're going to trigger them to awaken. I can guarantee you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this already, you should be aware. Sometimes you are going to trigger people to awaken. You'll be sometimes speaking some things or sometimes doing some things, just being your authentic self. Because remember, you're waking up. Now what you're doing is you're stepping back into your authenticity. You're removing the layers and you're coming back to your true authentic self. So a lot of times people do not know how to handle authenticity. That's the reason why when you're around people, you start triggering people to awaken. And sometimes people, they're not ready for the truth. So what they do, they run very far away from you. People, they'll be like, I cannot handle this guy or I cannot handle this woman. They run very far away from you because they know the moment they engage with you, they are going to face the truth or the reality of who they really are. You're going to tell them the truth. There will not be any masks. There will not be any sugarcoating things. You will stand in front of them. You will tell them the truth. And a lot of people, a lot of people around you, they're not ready for that. That is the reason why they are running away, very far away from you. They will hide from you sometimes. A lot of times, you guys have been involved with these narcissists, and you've always thought that they have taken everything from you. They have taken your money. They have taken your power. They have taken everything. They have taken your freedom. They have rendered you useless. When you've been involved with the narcissist will render you useless. That is because those narcissists initially, they know that power that you hold within. They know the power that you have got within you. They can see your spirit. On a spiritual level, they can know. They know there is something different about you. So what they do now, the very moment they get into contact with you, they start to beat you down. Because they know and they can feel you're on a different frequency. So what they do, they start to beat you down. So that now you can come down to their frequency, and now they can be able to control your life, to control you, to manipulate you, and to take control of you when you're vibrating at their same frequency. That's the reason why you see the abuse kicks in most of the times. But should you wake up, ladies and gentlemen, the narcissist, they will be the first to run away. They're going to look the other side. They are going to go ghost. They will go quiet. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, a person who is awakened is a person who is they cannot tolerate any BS from anyone. When you awaken, let me tell you something, guys. There is something happens to your ego whereby that fear that you've always had within you, the fear is gone. And you can no longer tolerate any amount of BS, no matter where it's coming from. It doesn't matter if it's coming from your boss, it is coming from your best friends, from your relatives, wives. It does not matter who it is. You can no longer tolerate any degree and amount of BS. So you're going to call out any BS regarding of where it is coming from, regardless of where it is coming from. So chosen ones, people, you have to understand, they feel your energy. They can feel your energy. They can even sometimes feel your energy from afar. You know the real reason why people don't want to call you most of the times? You think that, oh, why all of a sudden these guys, I used to have some friends, we used to talk, and now they have gone quiet. They have gone quiet. They don't want to call you. They no longer want to visit you. That is because you have experienced a shift. You have experienced a paradigm shift, and you're no longer that person that you used to be. So a lot of times people, they feel this energy from a distance. And they cannot handle that frequency most of the time. That's why you see a lot of times when people wake up, the first thing what you do, you find your tribe. When you wake up, the first thing what you do, be your authentic self, and you're going to find your tribe. So eventually you'll be able to find that tribe that speaks your language. You know what I mean? Because now you realize that your old circles, old family members, friends, and things like that. Yes, you love them and you respect them. You know what I mean? But you do not see them the same that you used to do before. So you do not see them in that same image that you used to do. So you have got some kind of a different interaction with them. It is not the same interaction that you used to have with them before. Now, things have changed now and you've got a different interaction. Sometimes it's at a minimum. You may call them at a distance. You may say one or two things. You are no longer speaking that same conversation you used to have before. So things are changing. And ladies and gentlemen, you have got to move with the flow. The only way you can be able to experience the highest version of yourself is by you understanding that you're evolving. For you to experience the highest version of yourself, you have got to attain a certain degree of spiritual growth. Because if you do not go through this journey of spiritual growth, that means that you're going to be that same person that you used to be many years ago. And we all know that at some point we need to change. So there is some things about our life that they have got to change. So we need to get out of those lower frequencies, lower vibrations, our older versions, and step into our newer versions, so that we can be able to experience life and be those individuals, those individuals that we came here to be. So you can no longer accept living in a lower frequency, chosen ones. You accept that you're changing. You embrace the change. But at the same time, you have to know that that journey of evolution, when you're starting to make some moves, very serious or very big moves, you have got to know and you have got to understand things are not going to be the same. So you need to accept and embrace this change in whichever way it comes to you. But you also have to understand that the people around you, they will feel this. Your interactions with certain people will change. Your interactions with family members will change. Some of you guys are going to go through separations because you are with wives who are even sometimes scared of you because they are scared or sometimes terrified about your energy. So sometimes it's going to cause a lot of conflict because now you guys, you're vibrating on different frequencies. You're no longer on that same frequency. Sometimes you see there'll be a lot of separation, not only with your wives, but also with family members and friends. So your energy will also spread out as you work. And everybody around you is going to feel this very, very intensively, ladies and gentlemen. So of course, guys, you always know I love and appreciate your support. You can always book a session with me if you want to, guys. You can talk about narcissism, spirituality. We can talk about personal growth. Let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. Give us a comment, like the page, share and subscribe. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desmo signing out. Peace.